So I have a segment where I share the stories of my late father, R.C. Christmas, in hopes that his life stories will touch someone and help someone through a difficult time. This episode is A Man Can Start Over. I'm Attorney Christmas, Knoxville, Tennessee, Clinton, Tennessee, criminal defense attorney. Here we go. So from about 1999 to about 2007, my parents lived and I lived in a place called Yulee, Florida, and they owned a septic tank business and drain field business called Brewer's Septic Tank Service. Brewer was the guy that my dad bought the business from. And my dad had a guy working for him by the name of Robert Blocker. And Robert Blocker, from what I hear, still lives in Yulee, Florida, and has a septic tank business of his own, although it's not very thought of. Well, around 2007, business was getting real tough for my dad, and business was down. And Mr. Blocker thought it would be a great opportunity for him to start his own business, but he did not want to be in competition with my father because he knew he was going to make it. So, long story short, what happened is Mr. Blocker concocted the idea that he knew that if he didn't flip over certain valves when he was dumping the waste, that the whole thing would cave in, and that's what happened. And my dad quickly realized what happened, and he knew that Mr. Blocker had to have had help doing this, and he found out who helped him. And so one day, I come home from school after football practice, and my parents tell me, hey, you're moving in with your grandparents for the moment in time while we wrap the business up. And what happened is my dad had an account open at Ace Hardware in Yulee, Florida. So him and Mr. Blocker drove together to Ace Hardware to settle this account. And the guy that worked at Ace Hardware was my dad's buddy, and he wanted to make sure he got paid. And my dad's his plan was after he settled the account, he was going to walk out in the parking lot, pull his 357 out, and unalive Mr. Blocker, and then maybe do it to himself or sit there and wait for the police to show up. So they go into Ace Hardware, they settle the account, and my dad turns to Mr. Blocker and he says, I know you have your piece on you. So when you walk out the front door, be prepared to kill or be killed. So my dad goes to the parking lot. It's an empty parking lot, and he puts the tailgate of his F-350 dually down and sits there and pulls his 357 out. He's waiting on Mr. Blocker to come out, and Mr. Blocker isn't coming out, and my dad's just sitting there waiting on him. A period of time later, the front door of Ace Hardware flings open, and Mr. Blocker takes off running to the right, around the corner, over the road, and behind a business that's across the street. My dad just goes to his drink cooler, he gets a Diet Mountain Dew, he sits on the tailgate, and he drinks his Diet Mountain Dew, waiting on Mr. Blocker to come out from behind the business. A period of time later, my dad says that he heard a voice that he attributed to his dad, and essentially asking him what the fuck was he doing. You don't want to throw your life away and end your life over this cocksucker. And in that moment, my dad learned a very valuable lesson about pride and starting over, and the ability to start over when things get hard. Sometimes in life, you have to start over. Don't throw your life away because you got to start over. See, unaliving that fella in the parking lot would have been the easy way out. Starting over and facing your difficulties and failures, that's hard, and that's what a man does. So if you out there in this story touched you some way, or you got any value about it, like and share and follow, because there's more of these stories coming. I'm Attorney Christmas, criminal defense attorney in East Tennessee. If you need me, call me.